Hello, boys and girls, Coach Michael here. Shall we talk about shoes? Or as El Bandi said, shios. I was asked a really good question, actually, by my friend. He's a lifter, and he asked me what my thoughts are on barefoot shoes in kettlebell lifting, because, obviously, we all use weightlifting shoes for kettlebells. And my answer, actually Coca-Cola answered that question back in 2002 with the slogan, "Do what feels good." And it was my answer. But then I kind of thought to myself, I pretty much sound like an asshole. Dude, whatever. Which is not true, because I can talk about biomechanics of a shoulder. I can say that I have my opinion about cotton shirts versus, these dry fit shirts, which is shit for kettlebell sport because your elbows get slippery, all right? Whatever. But shoes, I didn't there is an answer, really. And if you want to stop, watch here. It's basically the point where I tell you, you can continue, because I'm going to elaborate about it. So there is some deep wisdom is coming. But if you're on patience, this is really, and it is honest answer, and it is professional answer, and I will explain why in a second. But it's really do what feels good. Now, I didn't know quite how to get it, and today I went on my road cycling. I did my brick session, like duathlon, cycling, running. And I'm using, these cycling shoes, the clit shoes, where you click yourself to the pedals. And I was riding I was thinking okay, I'm using these special shoes for cycling, but there are flats, and people ride flats. So what's the big difference? And then I remembered my first half Ironman. It was in Poland. I was an amateur. I still am an amateur, but when it's your first event and you're only beginning to, get into the field, like powerlifting, kettlebell sport, whatever, its first phase is the accessorization. I've butchered the word, but you understand what I mean, digging in the accessories and, first buying shit before you even lift. You lift an empty barbell, but you have the insert, top trunks, and what bandages, bands, and whatever. Okay. And I came, really in doubt, saying my bike, it was good, but maybe I'm seeing people on Specialized and these tracks and Pinarellos, and they riding, and I'm struggling. And then I saw a dude. He did not even wear cycling outfit. It was a t-shirt. It was, I believe, some Nike shorts or whatever shorts. And what he was riding, a Decathlon bicycle, some shitty frame between whatever. And when I looked down, he wore Vans, flat shoes and flat pedals. But this dude burned the fucking track. All the guys with Castellis and Pinarellos, were, huffing and puffing, cycling. Dude were wearing, I don't know, belt. It didn't even have nutrition on his bike, maybe some, minimal. And he just, whoo! And it got me laughing so much, and I felt so much relief at this point, because I understood that it's never the bicycle, it's never the outfit, it's what you have in your legs. And it's not even about the shoes, because you have different cycling shoes, these special with whatever. Okay, it doesn't end. So let's go back for kettlebell sport. Okay, I've been in training camp in 2014, and I've met Khvostov and I met Vasiliev before he became Vasiliev in United States. He was a very humble lifter, coached by Rachinsky. I've met like almost everybody who made the sport what it is today. I saw guys lift and do numbers very incompletely shit. So, back to everything. In kettlebell sport, it's not gymnastics, and you're not judged by the performance, by the beauty, by the outfit, by the sexiness of your moves. You're not a stripper. You're a fucking athlete. You're judged by the reps, and no one gives a flying fuck what you wear. Like, if you nail 200 plus jerks with 32s, you will become an absolute world champion. And nobody will tell you like, hey, this dude wears sneakers, not, Nike Romello or whatever. Like, who gives a fuck? I went into, what was that, World Championship when I did my kettlebell snatch marathon. There was guys there lifting 32, 36, wearing, plain sneakers. Like, I seen everything. And eventually it's the numbers. But, okay, now let's talk serious for a second. The thing with weightlifting shoes, yes, they reduce the stress from the Achilles tendon. Yes, they allow your knee to travel forward. Yes, if you have poor thoracic spine flexibility and mechanics, they help much. But you also have your own personal skeletal structure. You have your age. Okay? You have your injuries. You have your femur length. You have your Achilles tendon lengths that you probably never have measured because there is no point for you to. Because we are amateurs. Okay? It's not even an Olympic sport. So come on. And this is by trial and error. If you wear minimalistic shoes and you lift and you suddenly feel like, hey, I feel better. Like it's less funky on my lower back. Like, I don't know, it's like comfortable on my knees. I feel more, coily. Okay, like a spring, like I'm, suddenly jumping. Fine, great. Live happily and leave your weightlifting shoes for heavy squatting because they are really advisable there. And even deadlifts, okay? Some prefer and feel more comfortable and more secure, and their back feels better when they deadlift in weightlifting shoes, although there is a debate, okay? Like powerlifting style, weightlifting style, but like if you're not top powerlifter or weightlifter and you're doing for your own health, and again, try, okay? And feel. As Coca-Cola said, do what feels good. All right? Now, for the second part, because another sentence that I've heard was a disturbance some for me. And the sentence was like, I don't know if you follow, but Vasiliev recently lifting in minimalistic shoes, whatever. Here's the thing. And again, I'll say the resume and you can, unplug from this point. Arnold said it best back in the day. Don't follow my workouts. He said it with an accent. Don't follow my workouts and run to the chopper, whatever. But copy my work ethic. All right? And again, I've met those guys, and you need to understand a very simple thing, okay? The volume those guys have and have before you even lifted your first rep will be way more than you'll do in your lifetime. So they can afford themselves to do whatever the fuck they want. All right? That's the first thing. And it's not me being arrogant or asshole or whatever. understanding to whom you compare yourself to. If you're eating dog food because you cannot meet the ends of your month salary-wise, please don't watch millionaires' advice of 5 a.m. morning routine on homeschooling for your kids because you don't have their money, okay? And you better go to job interviews, motherfucker, or find another job, all right? If you have time watching YouTube shitty videos, okay? Like, dude, okay? There's something like disbalanced in this system. So, watching what the tops do, okay? Again, emulating what they do, not their work ethic, and even their programming, because what they can contain, you probably can't. Back to the Arnold. He could train for 2 hours. Very few people can. And as a coach, I can tell you that there is a volume tolerance. There are lifters and it can sustain long workouts. Kettlebell sport, all right? There are lifters, they can't. And you need to understand how to program for them. So it goes about everything. Okay? So yeah, you can watch them. You can watch the great Anasinko. Okay, he's a great lifter. If you don't know him, okay, you're welcome. You can do Denisov. Okay, he is. Okay, he's built, okay, in a way, he is a great lifter. I believe his record's still unbroken, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't follow closely. So you can, just watch, but don't make it a trend. All right? And Vasiliev is a businessman also. Okay, his job to make money. So I won't be surprised if one day he'll promote barefoot shoes, saying like, hey, I've been lifting this company and my feet feel great. Obviously your feet feel great because you have so much volume, like your feet will feel great, whatever, right? You give a professional Ironman a shitty frame, he will ride and he will ride well saying like, his bike is nice. Yeah. But he's professional Ironman, and you'd better be and have a decent frame if you don't want to get knees and your back broken after riding, 180 kilometers. Okay, same goes for everything else. Okay, like the barbells, like the outfit. So this is the second, part of the equation that you really want to be like, we have the gift and skill. No, we have a gift. Skill is something you need to develop for critical thinking, all right? But definitely, if you see something, try it, okay? And don't try it for one set. Try it for a program, okay? Here we go again, right? Because a single workout doesn't mean shit, all right? I've tried this, actually, my personal experience. I try to do, when you need to post some shit on Instagram, because, okay, we all work there. So you're posting items like, here I'm practicing barefoot, which is good. Actually, it is a good practice, okay, if occasionally in your sets, and I'm being serious now, all right? If you occasionally in your sets with lighter wells, you do some barefoot weight, like lifting, because the second dip and the timing and everything, and your foot feels, different, the ligaments and the stabilization, it's nice. But from this, going like, hey, now I'm going to be a barefoot kettlebell lifter, you might. And actually, it may feel great. You won't be allowed to competition because competition, demands some foot coverage. They don't say specifically that you must wear weightlifting shoes, but you need to wear something, right? But again, if it feels great, okay, be my guest. Do what feels good. It's just, not necessarily generally correct for everybody because again, okay, let's conclude. I've talked too much. And whoever stayed you should try kettlebell sport if you stay with me because you have the endurance and capacity to suffer. But with this being said, all right, try it, okay, see it, and if it works well for you, then it will works well for you. Okay, like, you know, search this thing, try this thing. Okay, work without belt. It's nice. And I'll make another video about, you know, accessories and pro kettlebells and whatever happened in this world, you know, later on. So thank you, strong people, for staying for 15 minutes like that. And as usual, I hope I brought value, got you some thinking, and feel free to share with me what you think, right? Thank you. Cheers. See you in the next video.